is extending yourself, opening the alignment to other people, and how you will then build the framework of your practice will evolve from that. And one of the ways is the word of mouth. So ambulance chasing can be neutralized if you're willing to give something perhaps for free.
That's what I've been doing a lot of.
That's right. So we don't see the big taboo where you work unless you're afraid of being the woo-woo weirdo where you work. Now what you do these days, there's a lot of models. Well, it's an energy work, okay? It's a kind of like, do you know about Touch for Health, or do you know about Reiki? So you can offer it in a very neutral model. It isn't really woo-woo if you give someone a model to understand it. Then what you can find is, in this open state that's not afraid that she needs to have clients and she needs to make it a profession, return to the idea that you are attracted to it as a kind of expression of your being. Return to the idea of anchoring back into, I want to do this in a kind of expression of my spiritual service. And we're not saying that in a while it's in total balance that you should get remuneration for your time and your attention and your effort. You're not getting remuneration for extending, reconnecting energy. You're getting it for your time and your attention. You're giving in a kind of spiritual service the energy that you have found a way to connect with and you have found a way to make connection with. So we would want to say, take off of you the onus that your practice has to look a certain way, be a certain way, and make a certain amount of money. Now we know, yes, oh, you're supposed to affirm it, and you're supposed to hold the vision. Okay, hold all those visions, hold all those affirmings, and still trust that maybe more than your own pictures of things are what is at work. Everyone here can talk of a synchronicity story of when they let go of something, how it came back in a different framework and usually a more suiting one. You have your own stories of that. We forget them when we are hitting where the wall, the thrust of our ideas seems to not be aligning with the movement of life. And we always want to consider that we should adjust our thrust rather than maybe I have to wait till the current aligns. We do want to be the masters of our universe, and most of the time we get to be the directors. We get to be the managers once the connections have been made. And often we have to release that it all goes just as the lovely tool of the mind wants it to. The mind is not the fullness of ourselves. And we really feel that once you sort of take off of yourself this burden of I must do this burden of it has to look like this and everyone else looks like that and I'm comparing myself to this one. Once you sort of say, you know, I wanted to just be able to handle this kind of energy and extend it. When you get back to the heart of what attracted you, we think alignments will start to show up, and some of them might surprise you, and we would encourage you, if you can feel comfortable doing it at your workplace, then that's not ambulance chasing if you're willing to have them say no, of course, but also to give something as an offer or a freeness or a demonstration.
Thank
So we
you.
hope that helps.
Yes, thank you.
Someone else?
Orion,
Yes.
greetings.
Greetings.
I have a question about my daughter's housing situation. It's not a good place for her to be at all. She's expectant and have grave anxieties about her being there after her child is born. Do you see any resolution to that, a satisfactory resolution to that situation for her?
Well, she doesn't seem to have the same reservations. What's the situation?
No, she does. She does. It's not a clean house for her. It's not a house that a newborn baby should come into.
Yeah. So what's preventing the move? There's something. What's preventing the movement?
Finances.
Well, it seems that there are some options that either her or maybe you either don't want to take or can't yet find a way to make it happen. There's an interesting thing. There's concern and there's a kind of perhaps just overwhelmed of making it different, yeah? So how else can it be thought about? You're sort of at the end, it feels to us, of what you know to do about it. So you're going to have to start asking others to have an idea or help what to do about it. Is there a, magical, affirming kind of thing that could shift it? All that we're seeing is some kinds of other connections that haven't yet been made, or taking the place as it is, if that seems to be, and doing the best one can to realign the place. There still seems to be something. Is there another person involved that doesn't want to assist in this or something?
The people that were living in that house that don't seem to be addressing the situation appropriately.
Right, but what's unclear to us is why the girl can't just leave that house.
She needs someplace to go.
And so she can't come to you,
No.
and so she hasn't found somewhere else to go.
It's possible, I just don't know how strong that possibility is.
Right. So what we're suggesting is you have to engage some other possibilities that you don't know about.
Right, I don't know. So
Right, right. And there seems to be actual groups that might be able to assist you. Is there someone here who knows of groups that assist people in getting help with housing? No? Well, again, start...
Yeah, I know something.
So it has to move this, you have to start opening the whole situation. Asking for help that you don't think you want to ask for, looking somewhere else, and the very basic is then somehow actually changing the physical space with the resistance of the other people or not, just the doing it. Getting friends or crew to come in and change that physical space. And she has